It is 11:39 p.m. on December 29th, 2025. And by the time this gets uploaded, this will most likely be uploaded start of the new year to start off 2026. Now, I wanted to do this style of video actually to just really just talk about how I've been feeling this past year. 2025 was a pretty interesting year in terms of gaming, in terms of just everything that's been happening with the channel. Well, just a lot of things happen, man. And what I can say for certain is I'm very appreciative of things that happened this year. Probably one of the biggest turnarounds in my life, hands down, especially because the place I have moved, and if it's not, we've said it before multiple times. I lived in California for pretty much majority of my entire life, essentially, and this is the first year I actually left California. Now I am currently in Rapid City and working for the same company I worked for in California, and the story has treated me very well, and I'm very appreciative of the opportunity that has been given to me. Now, something a lot of people didn't really know at the time was that I was actually in a point of like financial struggle when I was living in Cali, at least like the past few years. I was pretty much just making a lot of very boneheaded decisions in terms of purchases that I was doing, and it was just reaching to the point that I just stopped caring. Pretty much a very, very bad part of my life, I would say. It's a point that I have to realize that it had to happen for me to realize that, hey, you don't want to be back in that situation. Otherwise, you're just going to be messing yourself up more and more. And in a way, I'm appreciative of that event and also my work being able to help me get out of said event. I was pretty much just in financial debt for a good while, a very, very long time. And once I decided to make that change, to move out from California all the way to here in Rapid City, pretty much just everything turned around for me. I was able to still get some things that I wanted to get, but now I've become a lot more, I guess, like financially speaking, like more aware of some of the things I wanted to get because it was reaching a point that, I sometimes will always keep an eye on certain products. Like I actually have an, some of my microphones still, like one microphone I bought, I want to say maybe in like June or something. And then I got this microphone, try to keep it very minimal as much as I can. Now, granted, I know what I just said doesn't sound like that, but I had to just play the patience game and try to keep it within like a certain budget. Now, and I learned where to prioritize like, okay, what is the one thing that I should be spending more money on? Obviously, my I got Stream Deck Plus, been working perfectly for me, and honestly, don't know if I can live without it. it Now, had I still been in debt around that point in my life, I honestly don't know where I would be just in general, man. This was just one of those times that, I just kept looking and looking and looking. And I always dreamt of being in the situation I'm in right now. No longer struggling financially, but being able to get the things that I want to get. You know, I've I've actually had to make sacrifices too, in terms of pretty much majority of the stuff that I used to always get. Now, granted, I did dip a bit when it came to the holiday times, mostly because, just holidays is the holidays. But aside from that, I pretty much have avoided going too far into the consumerism aspect of my past life, essentially. And it made me realize that we're now at a point in, I would just say, like society, life in general, where we're so consumed by that thought that we sometimes forget to realize what's kind of like more important. Just generally speaking, like, having bills. That was the one thing that the past has taught me, that bills will always come first. And because I always neglected my bills at the time in California, made me realize, hey, now I know the info that I need to know. And now I have pretty much things that I wanted for a while. And now I can just stick with it for a long time. And now I don't need to make any like unnecessary purchases, essentially, in comparison to that. Now, when it came to that point in my life, I wanted, I just didn't know where I was, man. Like, mentally speaking, I was just kind of like cruising. I always kind of just put on that smile. I mostly hid my cards for a long time, and I've never felt comfortable talking about stuff like that. But now that that's all in the past, I think I can definitely say for certain, whether someone I meet down the line or someone I've already met, they come across this video, I just want to let them know there was a point in my life that I just basically felt like I was completely done. And this was all before, my current age. I'm 30 years old. I know I don't look 30, but here we are. um, I just kind of reached a point, man. I was just like, I need to make a significant change when I turn 30. I need to know what I want to get, but I still want to be able to do content creation kind of like this. Maybe a little bit more kind of commentary style, but I still like to have those funny moments with my friends, do the podcast, and who knows, maybe I'll be doing more fun stuff like that. And I'm just happy to now be at that spot. I'm finally able to do the things that me of like 5, 10 years ago even dreamt about. And now I'm at this point where I can get the opportunity to do it, without having to worry about any struggles like that. And I wanted everyone to know that it's never too late to start on this. For all I know, I could be reaching my subscriber goals. I don't know what that could be. I think right now I think my channel's sitting at like 27, 28, something like that. Who knows? Maybe we'll find maybe we'll do something for 50 subscribers, something for 100 or 50. Pretty much like every 50 mark or something like that. Who knows, man? Um I kind of just needed this time to really reflect on how my life was turning, turning around. I know this is gonna seem like a video that's just all over the place. I really am just going on this without a script, but in a way, that's kind of just how my life has always been. I try to do things by a script, and it's never worked. But the second that I kind of just do things on my own, it's always worked out for me. I have the support of, not only my friends, loving parents, colleagues, and all. And I just look forward to it, man. There's just a point in your life when you realize that not a lot of people have this. And you have to appreciate what you can get. Not everyone's going to have the same thing that you have, but some people will need it, or sometimes they don't. Who knows? It always varies with each person. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to just make this video just thinking about, I would say 2025, but honestly, just my 20s in general. 20s was a very interesting time. I started doing work, like being in customer service for, I think, I want to say it was like March this past year. It was either March. Yeah, yeah, about March just this past year. It would be like 10 years of me doing just like normal customer service work. And I could always work, all in all, but at once I left work, I wouldn't know who I was. So me having this YouTube channel that I've just been sitting on for just such a long time, and what I would probably say is, these past 2 yeah, about these past 2 years have probably been the best times for this channel. Even though my subscriber count doesn't seem like a lot, I don't wanna come off as selfish or, self-conscious about that, but I'm happy with where I have been, what I've been doing for the channel, and I just look forward to just doing better, overall as a content creator. I would love to do this stuff even into, like, say, like, my 50s. I would love to keep this going, man. You know, my 50s, that's 20 years from now, and who knows where the internet could be. But I'm just excited to be in this sort of headspace, man. I'm just excited. Um, in terms of just updates, I mentioned in the pod, pod is going to be uploaded the day prior. This will likely be uploaded on New Year's Day, but I am going to be working on the next playthrough. I'm going to be working on Dispatch. Still trying to figure out how I'm going to tackle those videos, whether it's going to be one big fat video or it's going to be just a bunch of it, just like in total, like 4 videos with 2 episodes each, just kind of depending on how I feel. And I'm just looking forward to doing more playthroughs. I haven't given up on streaming yet. I've actually yet to test this equipment, the new PC, when it comes to streaming. Uh, if anything, I just might need to mostly just check on how internet is going to act when I attempt to stream. But aside from that, I mean, I'm excited, man. This is an exciting time for the channel, for me, and just others I've been working for. I want to do more kind of face-to-face videos, kind of like this. And for all I know, this may end up taking over uh these press record style of videos. Like, and maybe I'll just have like a face cam up there. Maybe I'll just do it like this. Who knows? But yeah, that's just kind of how I'm feeling about the YouTube channel, 2025 as a whole. I'm looking forward to just 2026 and beyond. And just in terms of just everything, man. I'm very appreciative that I got through another year. For the first time, I don't feel like I have anything to worry about as much as before. Now I can live a lot more comfortably, learn a lot more from others and, myself too. And I hope that when, maybe in like 5-10 years, I somehow come across this video again. And maybe older me will be proud of where I am or where I started or or what lessons I decided to take. But yeah, that's the best way I could just describe this type of video. I apologize if it seems a little random, but once again, I'm just going completely off the hip. Crazy to think that that almost became a podcast, our podcast title. But here we are, man. We're just gonna go ahead. We'll wrap it up right here. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. All my other socials are down below: Instagram, Twitch. I do have TikTok and Twitter. Maybe I'll link those. I don't think I've had a chance to really link them yet. But if you guys want to see more stuff like this, playthroughs, podcasts, all that stuff, be sure to be a part of the channel, man. I look forward to talking to anyone this year. Take any topics, or even do Q&As, all that stuff. That would be fun, man. But go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. And let's have a great 2026.